Okay, so we're done brainstorming about fall here. So if we think of our tower writing process, we're starting right from the beginning when we started 2 weeks ago with just thinking. Our topic is fall. In a bit, we're going to talk about our audience and our purpose. Everything you think of when you think of fall, go ahead.
Pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. I heard colorful.
Yes.
Okay, colorful. Yep.
Dry wind.
Dry wind. Okay.
Nice weather.
Nice weather.
Raking.
Raking. Fun.
Leaves.
Leaves.
Did you say? No.
Harvest.
Harvest. Yeah.
Ooh.
Pumpkin carving.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah, I guess you have colorful, but we wrote down colorful.
Colorful leaf.
Sorry.
Colorful leaf.
Trees. Okay. So the trees.
Leaves.
Yeah. Colorful trees. And what did you say you had there?
Yeah,
Colorful trees. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Oh. See?
Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay, can we think of anything else? So we got pumpkin pie, colorful, dry wind, nice weather, raking leaves, harvest, pumpkin carving, colorful trees.
Usually it snows.
Snows. Usually snows. What else? Okay, well that's a good start. So what is our purpose here? It looks like just from the words Thanksgiving. Okay, yeah. Let's add that. Good one. So it looks like just from the words here, it looks like what we're trying to do with this paragraph, or what we want to do with this paragraph, is to describe fall. Okay? So we don't want to tell a story about one fall, this and this happened to me. It looks like we just simply want to describe. And who's going to be our audience? Who's going to read this? Boyfriend? Or husband? Children? Who? Family and friends? Classmates?
Sure.
I love it when people say, just you, Jamie. Teacher. Yeah, okay. So now if we look at all of these, can we begin to organize? That's our next step. So if you look at these, what are some ideas that would go together?
Leaves, beautiful trees.
Okay, what do all those have in? So leaves, so she's saying leaves, colorful trees. What do they have in common? What do these things have in common? What category would this be?
Raking.
Okay. What if we said that we're going to call this category what fall looks like? Okay. Now we have leaves, we have colorful trees. Now can we ask ourselves, what else does fall look like? What other things do you see in fall? So we see leaves and we see colorful trees. Is that all we see? Pumpkins. Okay. People have pumpkins outside.
Maybe harvest.
Sorry?
Harvest.
Harvest. Okay. Well, what if we had another category that was called what we do in fall? Okay. So harvest is what we do, and then our raking leaves would go under here, right? Raking leaves. Okay. What is one other thing we do in fall?
Pumpkin carving.
Pumpkin carving. Yeah. See, now we're rolling. Pumpkin carving. So if we look up at our list, is there anything else that we could add to what we do in fall?
Thanksgiving.
Celebrate Thanksgiving, yeah. Cool, and because our time is running out, let's just quickly move on to the next category. Okay, so if we look at this, is there any other category we could make? So I'm seeing dry wind, nice weather, usually snows. What do all of those have in common?
Weather.
Yeah. So what's the weather like in fall? So the weather in fall. So I can't remember what was the weather. Dry wind. What else do we have?
Nice weather.
Nice weather. Okay.
And snow.
Usually snows. Awesome. So now, have we used up all of our ideas? Is there anything that we haven't used? Pumpkin pie, does that belong anywhere?
Maybe by Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Or
Or would that be what we do in fall?
or what we eat in fall.
Oh, you want to start a whole new, she wants to start a whole new thing. Let's do it. What we eat in fall. Because there's a whole bunch of things, right? Pumpkin pie.
Stuffing.
Okay, but now are we talking about fall or are we talking about Thanksgiving? See? This is why we organize. First we started, we're going to write about fall, and now all of a sudden we're writing about Thanksgiving. Okay, so what we eat in fall, maybe we eat pumpkin pie, but start thinking about what are some things you harvest from your garden that you eat in fall?
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Corn.
Mm-hmm.
We also do a lot of canning.
Canning. Oh, so that would go in what we do, right?
Yes.
Canning. Excellent. So you see how this works? When you start organizing, is it legal to start to add ideas, or is it against the law?
It's okay.
It's okay! Yes! So as we're organizing, we actually start thinking of other ideas. So what fall looks like: leaves, colorful trees, pumpkins on yards. Actually, the trees look naked. Naked trees in fall, right? Before the snow comes. Stuff like that. So yeah, so we can start adding ideas to these groups, right? So if you look at all of these and we wanted to come up with a topic sentence, would you say that generally we think that fall is a pretty great season? Or would you say that we have kind of a negative feeling about fall?
I'd say negative.
You think it's negative? You think it's positive? I thought it sounded pretty positive. Yeah? Leaves, colorful trees, naked trees. I don't know if that's that positive. No. Weather, dry wind, nice weather, usually snows, things we eat. I think it's generally pretty positive. Let's pretend that we're very positive, and we're going to use all of these ideas to describe why we love fall. Okay? What would be a good topic sentence to get us started? So if we want to start writing now, what would be a good topic sentence to get us started about fall?
Fall is my favorite season.
Okay, fall is my favorite season. Now, the computer doesn't like favorite because this is the Canadian spelling. The American spelling of favorite is this. You can do that and your computer will be happy, but I might say to you, try and use the Canadian spelling, even though your computer doesn't like it. It's because they made this computer program in the United States. That's why. Okay. So this is the way we spell favorite, but if you spell it the other way, it's not wrong, it's just not Canadian. Okay? Just kidding. Okay. So fall is my favorite season. Okay? So now we know if that's the topic, everything underneath here better tell us why fall is the favorite season. So what do we want to start with? Things that how fall looks, what we do, the weather, or what we eat. In what order do we want to put those?
How it looks.
We want to start with how it looks. Okay. Then what would be a good one to go to after that?
What we do.
What we do. So you want to keep it in the same order that we brainstorm? We can do that. What we do. Then what about these? Weather and what we eat.
First what we eat and then weather, or?
Sure. Well, let's try it. Let's start with what it looks like. Okay? So we have leaves, colorful trees, pumpkins on the yard, naked trees. So give or take, let's try writing some sentences with those. So fall is my favorite season. Go ahead. I am your scribe.
The trees look beautiful.
Keep it coming. I'm not contributing, I'm just the typer.
With all it no, the yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins. And leaves. Actually it's more beautiful with all the but that's okay.
Oops, I'm still going. We're gonna edit this later. We're not worried, it was first draft. There's stuff in there we don't like, that's okay. But I often go back and read it because that helps me. Fall is my favorite season. The trees look beautiful. The yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins and leaves. So already we're probably like, do we need to say it looks beautiful twice, right? But we're not, you know what? We're only in the W. We're only in the writing. If we stop too much to fix everything as we go, we're never gonna get it done, okay? So this is our first draft. This is our first draft. So we're gonna just keep writing now, okay? We're gonna edit it after. Fall is my favorite season. The trees look beautiful. The yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins and leaves. What else did we say? Do we want to start talking about what we do? Or do we want to talk about the weather now? Somebody get us started. Yeah, Joy?
Weather.
Okay, go for it. Give me a sentence about the weather. Yep. Somebody get me started with the weather.
Driving.
Go ahead, somebody. Just give me a sentence. Any sentence.
The dry wind makes the leaves fall off.
So if we're saying that this is a good thing, what can we add to that to make it, because we're saying fall is my favorite season, obviously we love fall, the dry wind makes the leaves fall off, and it looks like confetti at a party. Okay, keep going, I'm not writing anymore now, the rest is for you guys. So we're going to keep going with the weather. What else did we say about the weather? Dry wind, nice weather, usually snows. We can leave something out. We don't have to. If we say it usually snows and we say fall is the favorite, like that we like it, then we'd be happy that it usually snows. So what can we say about that? How can we say that?
I guess we're all not too excited about the snow or something, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, let's move on, because we don't want to stop too much. I'll just read what we have. Fall is my favorite season. The trees look beautiful. The yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins and leaves. The dry wind makes the leaves fall off, and it looks like confetti at a party. We're all not too excited about the snow. Okay. Do we want to go on to what we do in fall?
We went to snow before harvest.
We did, didn't we?
Harvesting would be before snow.
But we haven't, do we need to have harvesting before snow if we let the reader know that now we're going to talk about some of the things we do? Good, you're right. Let's not think about it too much right now.
Okay.
We're going to think about that later. So, what do we do in fall?
Harvest our garden.
Okay, so we don't want to just write harvest our garden. We want to write a whole sentence. How can we do that?
We harvest our garden and make delicious meals out of what we get.
Oops. Okay, so now we're changing into the harvesting and things we do. What else do we do?
We
Okay.
have things. Oh no, never mind. We rake the leaves. Rake yards.
And pumpkin carving. Anyone want to put in a sentence about pumpkin carving? Writing's hard, hey? Anybody?
We carve pumpkins for Halloween. Because I think that's the only time people usually do it.
Okay, so if we looked at our writing process here, we started by thinking. So our topic is fall, our audience is our classmates, our purpose is to describe, and we brainstormed. So pumpkin pie, colorful, dry wind, nice weather, raking leaves, harvest, pumpkin carving, yada, yada, yada. Then we went on to organize those ideas into categories, and then we went to write our first draft. And this is what we got. If we want to indent this, all we do is hit our tab and we get our indent. I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to talk about what's good and what's bad about this paragraph. Fall is my favorite season. The trees look beautiful. The yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins and leaves. The dry wind makes the leaves fall off, and it looks like confetti at a party. We're all not too excited about the snow. We harvest our garden and make delicious meals out of what we get. We rake yards. We carve pumpkins for Halloween. What are the good and the bad things about this paragraph? What do we need to work on? How could we make it more interesting, or how could we make it, the supporting sentences related more to the topic sentence? Or how could we make the topic sentence more interesting? What could we do?
Fall is my favorite season, and we're not too excited about snow. That kind of doesn't make any sense.
Okay, yeah, that one doesn't match, right? So if fall is my favorite season, we're all not too excited about snow. What if we said, how could we turn the snow into a positive?
After we've harvested everything and the yards are cleaned up and everything, then like the snowfall,
Then we're ready for the snow to fall. Okay, yeah, so then we're ready for that. So we could take this idea about snow and we could put it somewhere here, right? After. Is it okay that we moved it away from talking about the weather? Because we said before we had it with the weather, but is that okay? Yeah, for sure, right? What else could we do with this? What else could we do to spice it up a bit? Or make it into a stronger paragraph? What about this? The trees look beautiful, the yards look beautiful with all the pumpkins and leaves. So we're repeating ourselves, right? We're saying look beautiful, look beautiful. How could we make that? So that's two short sentences that are kind of saying the same thing. How could we work with that?
The yards look beautiful with all the trees, pumpkins, and leaves.
Yeah, the yards look beautiful. So we're changing our subject from trees to yards. The yards look beautiful with all the... Did you say all the pumpkins and leaves? Did you say something else?
With all the trees, pumpkins.
Okay, with all the trees.
Or we could say with all the colorful trees.
Ah, with all the colorful trees,
And leaves.
pumpkins, and leaves. Or could we say with all the colorful
Leaves on the trees and pumpkins.
leaves on the trees and pumpkins?
Or,
Can we take the pumpkins out?
yeah, maybe.
Is that legal? Oh, that's a great lake. The yard looked beautiful with all the colorful leaves on the trees. And then we could take the pumpkins out and we could use the pumpkins somewhere else, right? So do you see what we're doing here? This is called revising. So editing is the grammar, all that stuff. Revising is the, does that idea fit? Do I need to switch that around? Do I need to put it somewhere else? So that at the end, as hard as it is for you, I want your writing to look messy like this when you hand it in to me, to show me that you've been working and you've been thinking about moving things around and all that kind of stuff. This is, if you look over here, the E and the R, the edit and revise. So we edited sentences and we're taking things out and we're changing it all around. There's for sure other stuff we could do with this paragraph to make it stronger. But you never want to hand in the first, I want to see your first draft. But later on when you guys go on to the adult ed centers and you're doing your high school, you really need to work through your writing before you hand your writing assignments in. This is what all writers do, no matter what level of writing they are. They're always rereading their work and trying to make it better. And you can see how the ideas come to you, right? As you're working with it. You're like, oh, that doesn't sound very good. But you don't want to stop yourself like that when you're writing your first draft. Otherwise, you'll never get the first draft written. You'll keep rewriting while you're doing your first draft. So a couple of you handed in a first draft last week. Really good first drafts. But now I want you to work with this on your, when you get to the end of this package. For those of you who didn't get that far last week, you won't have anything to edit or revise at the end of this package, but that will come later on in the course. There'll be lots of opportunities for this. Okay, any questions? Is there any questions? Okay, so you're going to work through your packets. So there's things in your packet that we didn't touch on or do today, but we practiced everything, so everything should be there. Again, these videos are really helpful too. You can watch this video again, or you can go and watch this guy. He gives some good tips about sentences, and I don't have one about paragraphs in there, but you can find ones on paragraphs as well. And then, so work through that packet. I'll give you your work back that you handed in to me last week. And if you didn't hand anything in to me last week, don't worry, when you get to the end of this assignment, you won't have anything to edit or revise, but that's okay. We'll do that at another